You know, in the pharmaceutical world, data isn't just, well, data. It's the absolute backbone of your entire quality system. So today, we're going to break down data integrity and talk about why getting it wrong can have some pretty catastrophic consequences. Let's just start with the high-stakes reality here. Imagine this. Your entire batch record looks perfect, but an inspector finds one tiny little gap in an electronic record. That single oversight, it can completely unravel everything. This isn't about being flawless, it's about being bulletproof. And look, this is not some theoretical problem. It's a clear and present danger that regulators are laser-focused on right now. And believe me, the numbers are pretty shocking. So what's this number all about? Well, it represents the sheer scale of the problem. We're talking more than 60% of all recent serious regulatory actions. Yep, they stem directly from problems with data integrity. Just let that sink in for a second. Right now, failing to manage your data properly is pretty much the single biggest regulatory risk your company can take. Okay, so to really understand the real-world impact, let's look at what happens when data integrity completely collapses. And this isn't just about a slap on the wrist or a fine. It can threaten a company's very existence. In one pretty infamous case, a manufacturer was caught red-handed. They were destroying original batch records, using shared logins, which makes accountability totally impossible, and literally, throwing official documents in the trash can. The result? A complete company-wide import alert that shut down their ability to export any product. It was absolutely catastrophic for them.
So the big question is, how do you stop this from happening to you? Well, the answer is a framework that regulators all over the world have adopted as the gold standard. It's called ALCOA+. Now, before we really dive into the framework itself, let's just get clear on the main idea. In plain English, data integrity just means your data is trustworthy. From the second it's created until the day it's archived, it tells the complete story, with absolutely nothing missing. And this is super important. ALCOA+ isn't just a helpful guideline. No, it's the official yardstick that regulators, from the FDA to the WHO, use to judge your entire quality system. See, in their eyes, if your data doesn't meet the standard, you can't really guarantee your product's quality or, even more importantly, patient safety. Okay, so how does this whole framework actually work? Well, it's built on 9 core principles or pillars. We're going to start with the original 5 that really formed the foundation of the whole thing. These 5 pillars are really the bedrock of data integrity. You've got attributable, legible, contemporaneous, original, and accurate. So let's break down what each one really means out in the real world.
First up, attributable. This is the foundation. I mean, think about it. If you can't trace an action back to a specific person and a specific time, you have zero accountability. This is exactly why using shared user accounts is an immediate, massive red flag for any auditor.
Next, we have legible. This just means the data has to be readable for its entire life, which, could be decades from now. And this goes for both paper and electronic records. So we're talking about using permanent ink on paper or using stable, accessible file formats for your digital stuff.
Third on the list is contemporaneous. This one is huge. Data has to be recorded the moment the action happens. Backdating is such a major violation because, let's be honest, human memory is terrible. Recording things in real time is the only way you can be sure it reflects what actually went down.
The fourth pillar is original, and this is all about that very first capture of information. It means no writing results on a scrap of paper or the back of your glove to copy over later. Nope. The very first place that data is recorded is the official record, period.
And finally, accurate. Now this one sounds pretty obvious, right? But it's really about having systems in place to prevent errors. Are your instruments calibrated? Are your procedures crystal clear? Accuracy isn't just about getting it right, it's about having a process that ensures you get it right every single time.
Okay, let's get to the plus part. We're talking about the 4 principles that were added to deal with modern digital systems. This is what evolved the framework into ALCOA+. And they are complete, consistent,
enduring, and available.
So complete means everything is part of the record. And I mean everything. All the behind-the-scenes metadata, every single audit trail, and, this one is critical, any failed or repeated tests. Trying to hide out-of-spec results is probably one of the fastest ways to earn yourself a warning letter.
Consistency is all about telling the story of your process. The data has to follow a logical, chronological sequence. An inspector should be able to look at your records and see a clear, unbroken timeline of events, from start to finish, with timestamps that all make perfect sense together.
Next up is enduring. Your records have to last. Plain and simple. This means storing them on media that won't degrade and protecting them from damage or, and this is a big one, technology becoming obsolete. Because, a file you can't open in 10 years is a record you've lost.
And finally, available. This one is so practical. If an auditor is standing over your shoulder and asks to see a record, you need to be able to find it right then, right there. If you can't pull it up quickly and easily, then for all practical purposes, it might as well not exist.
Now, there's this common misconception that all these data problems are about people deliberately trying to cheat the system. But the data shows something else entirely. The vast majority, we're talking around 80% of data integrity issues actually come from unintentional human error. Things like poor training or just badly designed procedures.
So after all that, what's the single biggest takeaway? What's the one core principle here that protects your company, protects your career, and most importantly, protects the patient?
Ultimately, ALCOA Plus is all about accountability and control. And it leaves us with this really powerful question to think about. If you can't prove exactly when and why a value was changed, do you really, truly own your data? That's the standard you have to meet.